Hello everyone, I'm Benny from BT Provider, and today we'll build together a pace chart. A pace chart is an alternative to bullet graphs if you want to see the progress to goal for multiple KPIs that have different data formats, scales, or seasonal trends. So let's say, for example, that we have this Excel in which we have multiple KPIs, we have their current values, and their goals. If we were to build a bullet graph, it wouldn't look good because there is a large difference in numbers. And maybe it wouldn't even make sense to compare these KPIs to each other. So this is a perfect example of when we can use a pace chart. So let's build the chart together. We do that by creating a calculated field. Let's call it percentage of goal, in which we will calculate the sum of the current value divided by the sum of the goal. We'll bring these on columns, and on rows we'll bring the measure, which is the KPI name. As you can see, the goal of a pace chart is not to display every KPI's value, but to normalize every KPI as a percentage of the goal. We can now add the goal in the view. We'll do that by right-clicking on the axis, add a reference line, and we'll do it as constant. The value will be 1. And let's also edit the label, make it custom, and call it goal. Now we can visually see how close each KPI is to its target. We can calculate how close each KPI should be to the target at the current point in the year. Let's create a calculated field. We'll call it pace. And we'll need to divide the year in 52 equal parts for each week in the year. So let's do 1 divided by 52. And we'll multiply that by the week we are in. So let's say we are in week 38. Now, this is a static example. We can replace this with a parameter or using a formula based on today, but for this exercise, we'll make it static and we'll say we are in week 38. Okay. We can add this calculation in our view as a reference line. To do that, we need to put it on detail. Then we can right-click on the axis, add a reference line, and we'll bring our pace. Let's change the label. Let's call it pace. Okay. Now we can see where each KPI should have been at this point of the year. To further illustrate whether a KPI is on pace or behind pace, let's create another calculated field. Let's call it pace score. And we'll say if percentage of goal divided by the pace is greater or equal to 1, then we'd say it's on pace. Else if this calculation, we can copy it again, is greater or equal, let's say with 0.9 in our case, then it would be slightly behind the pace. Else, let's say that it's behind pace. And let's add this newly created calculation on color. And now we can see which ones are on pace, which ones are slightly behind pace. Let's edit it a bit. Also have the third option, let's say 95. And now we also have slightly behind pace, and on pace. And this is how you build a simple linear pace chart. Thank you for watching.